Basically what he's saying is like, look, don't don't avoid don't avoid pain or unpleasure. I think Darwin also talked about it. Like avoiding pain and unpleasure is actually avoiding success. You know what I mean? Because those experiences inadvertently help make you who you are, type shit. Perfection is a disguise for insecurity. I focus more on the marathon than trying to have it all perfect. I'm putting this out because I'm passionate about putting this out. Exactly. They want to, yeah, they want to figure out how they can make your life even better because they know what you've ultimately been given to them. And so, man, like even though I haven't built such a big community, I see how my current community does support me. And trust me, bro, like on some of the hardest days, that small community is the thing that literally keeps you going. So imagine when that really grows and you just got so many people reaching out to you every single day, telling you what you're doing for their lives. That's the fuel. That's the thing that keeps you in it. You know what I'm saying? That it's what makes you last, bro. Because I still have days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And those are just days of uncertainty. But uncertainty is only exists because of lack of gratitude. That means I'm not being grateful, and I already understand that. And so that's when I go back into the attitude of gratitude, and I'm more aware of the opportunity that's in front of me, the advantage that I've been given, and understanding that this is the best time to be alive, to be a human. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And
Yeah.
obviously there's so many excuses and just so many things that we can point at now. And with this coronavirus shit going around, it's going to be another excuse for a lot of people not to do, But like I said, I know what the universe is up to. It's really just creating opportunity. That's it. When markets crash, opportunity emerge for new industries. So like, teaching spirituality and mental fitness. This is the time where those industries start booming because people need more hope. You know what I'm saying? They gravitate more towards teachers and leaders and spiritual leaders. You know what I'm saying? So it's just opportunity, like I said. So, but right now, I have the power to continue to do what I do, no matter what's going on around me or outside of me. And so, lately I've just been looking at, even though like you might not love where you work. Everybody might not love where they work. But understand, if you have a cause that's deeper than what you're doing at work, if you have a cause that's greater than that, understand that what you're doing at work definitely matters. It matters because it affords you the opportunity to make that thing a reality.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's sometimes we have to go through those uncomfortable moments to get to where we truly want to be, and I think that as in direct relation to what we were speaking on earlier, it's like we had to prepare ourselves. I got to get my mind right. I got to do the practice my routine. If I know I got to brush my teeth and I know I got to wash my face before I start talking to somebody, or I got to read a book, or I have to say my 5 affirmations, I got to get myself right. I think that's I'm starting the fire. I'm putting the lighter fluid in there, and other people, they're just adding to it. They just, whatever I give to them, I give them warmth. And this metaphorically, I give them warmth, they put more sticks into my fire, and it's just continuous cycle of life that we give and receive. And I think with jobs, sometimes it feels so constricting, because like we were saying, there's so many requirements, so many limitations, but at the same time, that pain, that uncomfort, whenever we truly are disgusted by it, and whenever we're done with it, only one thing follows that. And that's love, that's success, that's joy. When we let it go, like man, ET always says, this pain is temporary.
Yeah.
So why not learn the lesson? Why not be there? Why not do our best so that we can truly keep the lesson for the rest of our life and not allow something just to be a happening and because we didn't want to happen or it was something that made us uncomfortable. Life is failing enough times to get to success. It's inevitable.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the system of evolution and how it works. So for the audience out there, basically what he's saying is like, look, don't avoid pain or unpleasure. I think Darwin also talked about it. Like avoiding pain and unpleasure is actually avoiding success. You know what I mean? Because those experiences inadvertently help make you who you are, type shit. So you should just live a life of purpose. But whatever happens to you, don't see it as like, oh shit, man, I'm mad this happened or that happened. It's building character. That's what it's always doing. And if you don't get the lesson, unfortunately, you might have to repeat that. So I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. Like don't avoid pain.
And along with that is that sometimes those moments they almost force us to change. You know, like they allow us. You know, if I got, for instance, you know, I got in a car accident, I had to get $1,000 deductible. You know, like that right there, I could have been like, man, this terrible. You know, but one thing I realized, I was like, man, this is making me really have to boss up. I gotta take care of myself. This is making me really truly almost allowing me an opportunity to change, because sometimes we get so comfortable and we're gonna go do the same thing, we're gonna talk to the same people, we're gonna eat the same foods, you know, we're gonna drink the same water, we're gonna be, oh no, it's convenience, I'm not gonna take care of myself today, and then we get in this cycle. But whenever we have something, whether sometimes it is something drastic, or whether we just have life or a person or a relationship, someone saying, okay, I'm gonna break up with you because you're not putting in work, you being comfortable, you know, you trying to make us cheat by eating this stuff, you know, you get to that point. It really is a lot of energy that inspires us to make those decisions. And I think that if we use that momentum correctly, I think that is what's going to help us truly, you know, take the next leap in our life.
For sure, because there's a lot of people who can literally take that momentum and push it in a complete whole opposite other direction. Because they say, you know, misery loves company, or like when you hurt somebody, or when somebody hurts you, your first instinct is to hurt them back. So, you know, like you said, instead of like using that experience of getting your heart broken or being rejected or being told no, instead of using that experience for something positive and using that momentum in a positive direction, you use it to hurt back, or to make another person feel a certain type of way that you felt. You know what I mean? So, how do you balance that? Like, how do you begin to move in that direction? Like, what's the best way to begin to like manifest that energy, accept what's happening to you, and then begin to just move in the right direction with that?
I think that you said it best is you have to accept and you have to be real where you're at. Whether you like it or not, you cannot take the next step unless you acknowledge what you have, because the next step is based on what you feel you aren't doing right now, or what you feel like that you have to do right now to get to the next step. So innately is very well connected. I think that if you accept it and then create a plan of action, because one thing I realized for myself is, yeah, I'm a go-getter. I always have a mentality of doing something, but when I write that list of goals, I have something, accountability for myself. At the end of the day, when I look back at my list and I say, did I accomplish this goal? Did I accomplish this goal? It sets it forth. It makes a difference, because when we manifest, it's like we're saying, oh, it's already here. You know, it's already here. I haven't done anything. My mind could probably say, oh, that's BS, bro. You ain't done nothing. You just telling yourself, you go, it's here. You know, that I'm a millionaire. And yes, it's true. But when you declare something, you say, I am a millionaire. I have a millionaire mind. But now, let me write the goals now. Now, today I got to study and read for an hour, because that declaration is a plan of action. You know, it's not me just saying it, but universe is going to be and attract to me what I am, not what I'm saying. So when I take those actions to be, I think that is fueling the change for a lot of us.
You know, Earl Nightingale said that the reason why 90% of people don't succeed is really simple. They literally don't set the goal. They literally don't set goals, bro. Like, they don't understand how that small action is the difference. Like, most people who set goals accomplish them. Like, most people who set them accomplish them, but the majority of most people don't even go about doing that in the first fucking place. You know what I'm saying? They want to wait for the right circumstance. Oh, this ain't right. Or wait for the right amount of money to fall into their lap out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be the right. It's no such thing as that. Perfection is the same thing as insecurity. There ain't no right moment to just go after it. This is the moment. This is already the moment. Waiting on you. The moment's been waiting on you. The hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? This is the moment.
That's the power, you know, but also it could be I think inevitably sometimes, you know, we want to see the foundation we build upon. You know, sometimes we don't see, whenever we don't look at our life and reflect and observe, or we don't have another perspective that shows us that something that potentially could be different, we almost get stuck in a routine. I think that goals is like, I want us to look at it from a different perspective. And Jim Rohn says that many people don't set goals. They just wake up. How are we going to rise up and we just casually like for this life, for this gift, and we don't have no guidance, we don't have no purpose. I mean, if you give most humans and you rise them up in paradise, you think they gonna create stuff, or you think they're just gonna sit there and enjoy it and feed themselves, provide
Exactly.
themselves?
They're gonna just
And
dwell in paradise. You're right. Exactly. So it's like, where does that cycle end? And that's scary that you said most people literally, they live their lives just waking up. It's like being in the ocean, right? And being on a ship that has no captain. Where the hell is that ship going? It has no destination. At best, it's gonna wind up on some deserted beach somewhere. But when the ship does have a captain and a direct aiming point, it knows where it's going. It'll get there, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have a goal in mind, a destination in mind. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like, but most people, like you
that's
said, they allowing the current to just take them where it want to take them, bro. Fuck that.
exactly. Instead of like a surfer, flowing with the current, no, using the momentum of the current, and that's what life is that life is not happening to us. We are living this life, and I think that's two different mentalities. I think like you were speaking earlier, kind of like people sometimes have a victim mentality, because it's easy to blame someone else. It's easy to say my boss. I mean, I've done this before, blame someone else, but I didn't hold myself accountable to the same degree. I was holding them accountable more than me.
Yeah.
And I was letting myself escape. I was letting myself get slack, and not take responsibility
Man,
for
everything is your fault.
Yeah.
Everything is your fault, bro. Like everything, and I'm so of the mindset. Like, look, it's my fault that Donald Trump is the president. I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I did that. My bad. Like, like whatever. But that's what I say that to exaggerate the where I'm at with my mindset.
And
As far as like, it's my fault, bro. And so that way I don't have to point fingers at nobody else, dog. It ain't nobody else holding me back.
And that's where I'm at this point in my life is taking responsibility for everything and realizing that it's not a bad thing to take responsibility. It takes a very courageous and mature person to do so, because it is only when we can take responsibility can we then actually hold ourselves accountable to change. Because if I felt like someone else is doing wrong, what am I going to change? Oh, I don't think I got to change, because it's like, oh, it's the boss' fault, or it's my girlfriend's fault, or it's my homie's fault. He always acting weird. He tripping, But how did they get into life? Because you attracted them to all this, and so we all play a role. It's like a dance. It ain't just one person doing the part.
Right.
Yeah, Donald Trump's doing some crazy things, but we probably did or didn't vote for him.
Right.
The whole collective,
Yeah.
we played a part in the happening of it. But I think taking responsibility is really important.
Yeah, no doubt about it, bro. Most people fear it, and that's why most people will never start businesses of their own, because in business, you are the last line of defense. Ain't nobody else to blame. You fucked up. This business is your idea, and when you put it in your bio, hey, this is what I'm going after, make a status about it, show all your friends and family. Now the pressure is on you to make this thing all you want to make it, to impress whoever you're trying to impress, or satisfy, or scratch whatever itch you're trying to scratch. Now you're the last line of defense, and if this thing doesn't work out, they're laughing at you. Now the question is, who are you? Do you give a fuck about what people think, or do you not? Because if you don't, then you're gonna move a lot faster than people who do. Like, I've been working, I worked with this young lady the other day. I was helping her shoot a video for her business, and she was so insecure about how she looked that she didn't even want to do the shoot no more.
Wow.
Like, I'm done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't even, like, and I thought she was, somewhat beautiful. But that just goes to show you, like, somebody was in her head from a long time ago, and they still there, and somebody's still implanted in her. She don't even accept herself. Most people don't.
That is powerful, because whenever those moments that you being there for her and you holding the space, hopefully that allowed her to see, like yo, sometimes it's like we might even be able to be capable of doing something, putting out certain content, educating people, but we are the ones stopping ourselves because of our perception, And the thing is that I realize is that no one's going to believe in what I'm saying if I'm doubting my own message, the own holder of the message. If I'm doubting myself, my capability, my journey, nobody else is gonna see that or see anything different than that. They're gonna see that because that's what I'm putting out. That's the vibration, the energy, the mindset. You know, I'm only gonna attract people as the same manner. But what I realized from my experiences is that when the time is ready, when the time is right, and you've had enough, and you know, and we sometimes must release the beliefs that other people put onto us and stop taking responsibility for it because it was their beliefs about us, not our beliefs about ourselves. I used to have to do it with my parents because my parents, you know, me going up through orphanages, me going up rough, you know, my parents just said a lot of things to me, you know. As a kid, I used to feel like I wasn't worthy enough. And then I had to really start looking at myself, do I believe these things or do I believe stuff that other people have said? Why am I so worried about what they say about me? They're not doing anything for me. I am the one that chooses.
So you decided to change the conversation that was happening. That's all that happened. If most people can get that part understood, the game is over, really. Like, you won. You woke up out the matrix. If you can change that conversation and make that conversation that you're having with yourself an empowering conversation, you're gonna notice there's so many changes happen in your life. Like, it's crazy. But most people, I know people who, like, bro, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and still haven't made the correlation between thought and reality. They don't even know their thoughts influence reality. Like you said, they're literally waking up, bro. You haven't took time out to study, so you don't. It don't matter that we're just on this fucking flying rock that's in space. You don't. That doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't register at all. Like, that's crazy. Like, how? You get what I'm saying?
We taking stuff in for energy, and we're not realizing that this is energy of life.
Not realizing the sun gave you everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy, like nuts, like. It's crazy. And, you know, bro, I had a conversation with a flat earther the other day. And it was, man, I try to avoid those conversations, you know. He like, man, the moon, you know, the moon is not real. Like, I'm like, bro, what you mean the moon is not real? It's right there. What are you talking about? He like, but yeah, it could just be a projection or something, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, we have video evidence, bro. He like, but yeah, you know, it could be like fake videos. I'm like, oh, dog, this conversation is over. And so I know we still have people on our planet like that. No disrespect to anybody, but humanity has a very long way to develop. We have a long way to go.
I think based on what that conversation with you and that fellow is, you know, is that the good thing is that he's at least open-minded enough to see all perspectives, you know, not just what's taught in school. And that's, I think, one of the things that could be so hard sometimes in education, because in school we're taught this certain way, and then when we look back at it, we're like, what was the agenda? It wasn't to really educate me, you know, it propelled me to a direction of misguidance. So then whenever we grow up, you know, once I actually considered flat Earth for a period of time, and the reason I considered it is because of lack of true awareness of what was going on in space.
Yeah.
The moon landings, how 24 people in the moon, but now we can't go to the moon.
Right.
It was going to the moon 60s, 70s. Like, that thing
right.
didn't make no sense. So I'm like, okay, so is this a hologram? Is this a real? I feel the gravitational pull. I feel that, you know, I see the tides. Yes, they taught us that the tides are from the moon gravitational pull and things like that. But I think the most important part, even if we do look crazy, you know, is that we're open-minded. Because if I believe I'm right, or if I believe I'm wrong with that, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
Hey, yeah, because and you know what? And that's why I always come from a place of more so sympathy rather than trying to judge people. You know, it's more so just like, you know, feeling sorry for where they at in the journey, but at least they're trying to figure it out. Like you said, they're searching, they're seeking for answers, and that's a positive thing within itself that, you know, I got to just take away from that ultimately. But you know, since I'm not a scientist, I can't sit up there and have that debate with anybody. I'm like, yo, you know what? You do what you do, and hopefully your belief system takes you where you need it to take you and helps you accomplish what you need to accomplish. As long as it's an empowering belief system, so be it. Like, Hitler believed whatever the fuck he believed, and it was empowering for him to take action that he wanted to take to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish and get done. And that was that man's journey, you know. So it's different for every person, you know.
Definitely, and I think what resonates with me listening to you share that message is that, you know, it depends on, are we aligned with nature? You know, nature has this course of bringing stuff together, growing, nurturing, you know, and then coming back into the soil. You know, this idea of living in tune with, like you were saying, the sun's energy, what does the sun give energy to? The foods, and us having those sun-kissed foods, like us having clean water, us being in tune with nature to be like, yo, I see them polluting the air, why are we not saying nothing about it, I see them, putting these slaughterhouses in our community and these polluting the air, people can't even, they getting sick and cancer from breathing all the dead bodies and stuff, our lands, are messed up, like, the idea is, I feel, from the internal state, a lot of us are at this opportunity of choosing to either be in tune with our own nature and the nature of the external and internal, fusing, which are ultimately, I believe, are the same, or creating a separation. And the separation, is what confuses us at times because it puts us in a place of us thinking that it's us against the world, But everything is in alignment, and it's just how are we going to maneuver and flow with the tools of life, and how are we going to take care of the energy for life, so that we can go out and intentionally speak to people. Because this is one thing I realized is that, hell, a lot of us, we want energy. But look at what we do. We wake up, we drink caffeine, which stimulates us and makes us crash by even harder, We wake up, like we were saying, without even a plan. I wake up, I got 30 minutes to get to work. Brushing my teeth, I'm out,
Word.
I ain't even thought about it. In the traffic, I'm like, oh man, F this guy, man, come on, man. Like we're driving in traffic, I can't even calm down.
And so yeah, and like especially like when I catch myself in moments like that in life where you're moving too fast, remember that you got time to slow down. You let life move at your pace, not the other way around. I don't care how late you is for work. Don't rush. Don't rush in no scenarios. Like, don't ever rush. Like, take your time. Like, this is your life. Take your time. If you woke up late, that job got to deal with that. It got to deal with it. Too bad. If they fire you, you could get another job. That's the beauty of that. You know what I'm saying? So like, live life at your pace. So like, I like to get to my job 30 minutes earlier than I'm scheduled to be there. That's my pace. They didn't tell me to get there 30 minutes early. I move at my pace, so I wake up when I want to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ahead of that. I'm not reactive. I'm more so proactive, and that's how you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? To experience more peace in your day-to-day life and routine, be more proactive about, how your approach.
That's what matters. That routine, like you were saying, that routine, that preparation. Nobody gonna go into war bare ass naked. They're not. They gonna come into war. They gonna have this. They're gonna have the shield. If you think medieval times, they're gonna have the sword. They're gonna have the armor. They're gonna be fed. They're gonna be hydrated. So why is it that we just get up and we just think that we just gonna magically do anything? Our life's gonna change by just waking up. And the thing is that everybody rises up, but what is it that we do differently to prepare for the opportunities and what allows us to get better opportunities? That's believing in ourselves, and what helps us believe in ourselves, our routine. That's what builds that thing that says that, oh wow, I can accomplish this goal, and I can accomplish another goal, and I show myself I can do it.
One of the things I appreciate about nature is even if you decide like you're not gonna do it yourself, sometimes nature and the way things turn out will force you to do it. Sometimes, like it's like Eric Thomas mentioned, sometimes tragedy does have to strike. Tragedy has to hit somewhere for you to wake up and be like, oh shit, this is what I need to be doing. Unfortunately, sadly, got to get to that because a lot of people aren't proactive about it. They're reactive to it. Sadly, got to get to that, but sometimes nature can find a way to motivate your ass. If a pop's got to get killed, or if a mom got to get raped, you know what I'm saying? Or, just all type of just tragic scenarios, if that got to happen. Sometimes there's a lot of residual good that can come from those tragic events. You know what I'm saying? Based off how people change their behavior and how you perceive that experience. Like, I got a cousin who just lost a father. He lost his father to violence in Detroit, like gun violence. Was gunned down the other day, and it's like he's using this as an opportunity to channel something. You know what I mean? And so, like, I don't want that to be me. I don't want to wait for something tragic to channel that. I know it's already within me, waiting to be brought out of me. So.
Yeah, definitely. And
so yeah,
it takes courage, though.
For sure.
It's tough. It depends on the lens that we're looking at it from, because we can see that as sometimes we see life as something negative. We see difficulty as something negative, but Jim Rohn says it best that there's opportunity and difficulty, and the thing is that Yeah, the only way we might change is if something like that happens, but that's the natural course of life. What we gonna do? We gonna complain all day? We gonna sit here? We gonna? I mean, there might be time, when we're gonna have those moments of emotional stress. Like your dad died. I'm never gonna tell nobody to not feel what they're feeling. But
Exactly.
realize that from there on, there's nothing to be victimized. It's not your fault.
At all.
It's just happen. There's the culmination of what happens in the lifestyle, in the community, in the society,
Yes.
and the only
It's a lot of
is make
mathematics at play here.
it.
You get it? It's a lot of mathematics at play here. Like you said, their
Oh
background,
yeah,
their
a lot
habits,
of factors.
their friends' habits, their community, their economy, all type of shit. Like a lot of factors that goes into how something like that could play out. But most ultimately out of your control. Ultimately it's out of your control. But what has always been in your control is the work that you put in. You know what I'm saying? Your work ethic, what you bring to the table day to day, the lives you impact every single day. You know, so like I told you the other day, wasn't feeling so good. Didn't really feel like myself too much. And then one of my subscribers told me like, yo, your content made me change like my lifestyle. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow, this is
You know what I'm saying?
powerful,
So it's
man.
like, oh
Yeah,
shit, that's the reason why. I'm reminded
this
again.
is what I'm this for.
It's not for me at the end of the day, or it's not
This,
just about me.
man, that's man. I know we brought so much every time, but like he says it's like he says it's bigger than yourself, and he almost says it's kind of like stop being selfish, because at the end of the day, our actions for ourselves have a ripple effect. How I choose to talk about myself, my life affects my family, my friends, my girlfriend, all these things, every decision. And the thing is that if we know that we're gonna affect these things, why not use that as a motivating factor for us to wake up or to rise up and to go hard, or to focus in when we know we get tired, or why not use it as a motivation or inside of our head, as a spirit of guidance ultimately?
Right, right. Big old facts, man. And so
Because sometimes,
it goes back to just like I said, just the way that pain can move you. But don't let that be you. Just like I said, what helped me is slowing down. The best way to slow down is to just focus on more mental activities, whether that be meditation or yoga. Some people that work for a lot of people. Reading books in particular.
uh,
Like I usually don't tell people to go towards books, but books slow you down. It sits you down. Like it takes you to another reality outside the current reality that you're in. So, and a lot of times that's why we don't want to do stuff like that. We don't want to read books. Or as a kid, like I had a real bad issue with like wanting to take a shit. Like I would wait to the very last minute to take a shit because they said it was like a FOMO thing, like fear of missing out. Like I want to be out there in the world. Like why go in the house and take a shit that's about to take all the time out of my day? I can go be playing outside. I wait to the all the way to the end of the day. I'ma hold this shit all the way to the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That was my as a kid, and I didn't even know I was unconsciously behaving that way. But just didn't want to miss out. Like, but understanding that you can't. You're like we're especially if you're in your 20s. Just we still at that age where you can slow down and educate yourself on a lot of things, and realize what's happening inside of the world around you, which is going to ultimately strengthen the approach that you take. Like my day-to-day interactions are all as a result of the things that I've learned, the books that I've read, the things that I believe in every single day. You know what I'm saying? The things that I believe that I can go after and accomplish now as a result of what I've consumed, what I've read, what I've empowered myself with. But I had to slow down and miss out a little bit. That's it, because you ultimately realize you ain't missing out on shit.
but you missing out on stuff that is less than what you truly are worth. If I missed out on $5,000, but I read a book or learned a skill that's gonna make me $1 million, it might seem in the moment, I'm like, in terms of the coronavirus, I think that there's a lot of fear being propagandized onto the society, and I think that one of the reasons is, from the political aspect, you think about what's happening in China a lot, is that they had a lot of people in the streets, a lot of riots, So how best to, get people inside their crib and to get people from protesting by quarantining them. And so that was my first thought, potentially I was thinking about it. And then I was thinking about it on a chemistry point of view. So we have a virus, right? Usually viruses are whole proteins. You know, they're multicellular organisms. They're not simple. You know, our body doesn't use proteins, use amino acids, so we have to break them down. But these are multicellular organisms. So your body has to have a thorough environment, like an alkaline environment, for these not to thrive. Because if it doesn't, you know, it's going to take a while to get it out. It's a systematical change. So when we think of viruses in general, viruses are not going to affect people that are in an alkaline balance within their body like they would with someone in an acid body, because when you're in acidity, your body and immune system's already hyper, aka overactive, so you're having to already work and removing stuff. Hence why you got, you know, people got like hella rashes, we got cold sores, we got, you know, congestion, you know, people can't go, got bowel movements, lack of urination, you know,
Yeah.
all these different signs of, you know, cold and flu symptoms. Which the funny thing is, the virus, the symptoms of it is a cold and flu.
Yeah.
And that to me is so minimal, bro, because when you think about it, what creates heat? Friction, you know? So when we got the body flowing, right, we got the nutrients. I just had apple juice, right? So if I'm going through my body and if I have congestion, aka acidity, then it will create friction. You know, I'm trying to move my nutrients, but it's creating friction. So then my body starts to heat up and I get cold and flu. It's innate to happen. So those are normal symptoms. And I think that people are getting really freaked out by misinformation, thinking that this virus is some grandiose thing that's going to kill people. We only had like a couple thousand people die from it. We have like 25,000 people die from cancer each day. Each day.
Yeah. It's a lot of worse shit happening. But like I said, I ultimately look at it as the universe. It's the supreme intelligence. It already knows what it's up to without us even knowing or influencing that or having anything to do with that. It's doing what it's always been doing since the beginning of time, since the first Big Bang, creating opportunity. That's it.
People are pushing it though. They are pushing, because, like you say, nature does happen. But the beautiful thing about choice is that we can influence nature. And I think that the coronavirus is a way to see that people that are separated from nature have used this virus to input something unnatural into the people, and then for them to get, oh my gosh, freak out. And so then what do they do? They go get you the vaccine to give you the cure, but they don't address that, the fact that you're in an acidic environment, you're not eating the right foods, because we're not telling you to eat the foods that we should tell you to eat. And so now you're already probably in a state of weakness, and so then we're going to get you another virus, or then we're going to get you a vaccine. And so I think that it's like, it's something to say of the internal state that's going on with people, you know? And people are having a choice now, whether they live through fear or whether they live in alignment with nature, what they are. Because what they're saying, coronavirus, bro, they're saying don't take vitamin C, don't take herbs, don't take fruits, like natural supplements. Like, bro, you're telling me not to take nature? What am I going to survive on for? I'm organic.
Yeah.
I'm organic.
Yeah.
And so then I look at it, they are separated from nature if they're choosing to say that. And those that are separated, they'll believe that. And those that are in alignment with nature, they'll see the facade so easily.
Exactly. And I'll say this, and I know we got to get ready to wrap up in a minute, but do you see how the virus has begun to affect the market?
Yes.
Like, the U.S. economy has already been strong for the last decade. This has actually been the longest run in U.S. history without an actual market crash or recession. So I don't know how far the coronavirus have jump started that process, but it was almost inevitable. You know, it was coming to this. It was coming to the next big thing that politicians or just people out there who love to inform the market with their expert opinions. It was coming to this, something that they could talk about and use to their advantage. So, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm staying in my lane, and I'm grateful to the universe every single day for the opportunity that it has given me. You know what I'm saying? Within the midst of all of this so-called chaos. You know?
I think that the chaos has been interesting, because I feel like it's signaling a change in society. You know, all these things that aren't sufficient for people's health, that aren't providing value, that aren't actually helping people, that are only taking people's money, they're crashing.
Bro! Facts. And look, hey yo, and let me tell you, and we already know that Netflix wasn't affected by anything coronavirus related, because media consumption goes up. So this is the best time to start putting out your message and your content, your voice, more and more and more and over again.
Especially if you bring in value, and it's going to help people transition from a perspective of lack of to abundance, health, and ultimately intentional living.
And we knows what that does for our culture over a long period of time. We knows what that ultimately does for the human race.
And it makes a ripple effect, and I think that even from our family, I see my family lineage is from Ukraine. But what I set the tone for in America is the same struggle that people have had for years, and it's the same problem: is that we think that we have to feel the pressures of what others are doing or what other people have told us or what our parents have told us. But at the end of the day, the only way we're going to truly set ourselves free is if we live for our most innate truths, the natural truths of our hearts that the divine phenomena of nature or God, creator, gave to us. Everybody, has something that they feel that it's just tensing at them. They wake up, they're like, damn, I want to do this. And then it's like, you're supposed to be in the NFL, You're supposed to touch the lives of 1,000 kids. You're supposed to help with orphanages,
Right.
And then you just wake up every day. And you wake up every day going to that, and then you choose that versus choosing what other people have said to be your potential, or if you're a janitor, or he only a janitor, but he's speaking to 1 million kids, in his off time, But if he would have listened to he was only a janitor, he wouldn't have been able to impact everybody else.
Big facts. Hey, make sure y'all taking notes, man. My boy spitting that. Hey, and that's what they need to hear, man. I want to thank you again, bro, for taking the time out. I know this one is long overdue, man. But as you can see, I switched up the format a little bit. You don't need no introductions. You've been on the show already. We know who Sergey is, man. We know about the Wavy Movement, man. But I make sure I shout you out every single time, bro. Keep doing your thing, man, and gotta do this again, bro.
Well, I appreciate it genuinely, and as always, bro, you spit gems and genuinely sharing your story, and every one of us has a unique perspective that allows other people to get inspired, because we know we can inspire people different ways. We can impact different people, different parts of our community. Sometimes it's about letting people know that come from the same background, the same environment, that it's actually possible,
Facts.
Because sometimes we think it's not possible. Oh, they don't understand my pain. They didn't have a mother and father that died. They was in the orphanage for 2 years. They wasn't starving as a kid, But you start putting that perspective, like, I think regardless, you don't need someone else to tell you that it's possible. But sometimes there's something different, whenever you have someone that's shown that they've done it, and they give you like this energy, this surge, inspiration for you to do what you feel you need to do.
No doubt, bro.
First, bro, hey, thank you for looking out, bro. And hey, it's all happening in a beautiful time. There's no rush. And I know that we definitely going to get back on the Rocks Report. You keep doing your thing, bro. You're touching people's lives, and the message is always positive.
Damn, man. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Fuck it. That's the reason I do it.
Hey, keep on. We're going to keep it wavy. Take
Yes,
care,
sir.
bro. Enjoy your day.